Come, sit by the fire. Listen to my tales as the shadows dance and weave, and I weave stories of adventure, wonder, and woe. These tales could be short glimpses into the lives of unlikely heroes, or epic yarns that span many sessions. Regardless, the nights can be long and dark, but you are always welcome to join me in the light of the flames and listen. Welcome to Stories by the Fire. Fire can bring light and warmth to hearth and home, but it can also burn those who get too close to its flames. For some, it's the fire's light that they find the most painful. Light brings illumination and insight into the things we hate to see in ourselves. For those who struggle with such perceptions, there's blessed comfort in the anonymity of darkness. In the dark, they may be able to hide from the peering eyes of others. However, they can never hide from themselves. Sometimes, the darkness they struggle most with is the kind that resides in their own souls. Streetlights. The streetlights lying neatly along the road stood sentinel against the perils of the night. Their lights swept the darkness back as he roared past them. The wind blasted through the open windows, drying his cheeks. He glared at the streetlights with reddened eyes. God, he hated them. They were structures of perpendicular function and thought. They were created to shine out against the gloom of notion and deed. Designed to force order on a world brimmed in chaos, each streetlight stood confidently erect, never questioning its rigid place in the world. Unlike him. He pressed his foot down on the gas pedal, and his engine revved harder. The velocity pressed him against his seat. The wind, tugging harder against his clothes and bare skin, howled its chaotic serenade. The siren song felt dangerously familiar, as it begged him to join its madness. The drumming of his heartbeat gave it a tempo. The streetlights even tried to stem the madness of the wind as they hummed to him as he passed them in succession. Their beat was too slow. He ignored it for the thunder of his heart. I can't do this. His words came out in a whisper. The salvo of the night's elemental forces drowned out his voice. The howling wind cared little for his whimper. He hated feeling this weak. What kind of man cries like this? His heart constricted and tears squeezed from his eyes again. Self-loathing burned within him as the wind blew the saline away. A moan escaped his throat. He tried to stuff it down, but the voice of his anguish would not be denied. A wail tore from his lips, and he had to clamp his teeth to stop the oncoming scream. His despair fought to be released. It wanted to consume him. He panted for breath. His heart boomed in his tempos. It would not stop. He had to cut it at the source. His gaze flicked to the row of streetlights flying past him. Each light branded him with accusation as he passed their unwavering eyes. They saw him for who he was. Their light exposed his weakness. His gaze fell on the night that lay beyond the borders of their illumination. The darkness understood his desire for peace. It would cover him with its reassuring solitude. Its ebony cloak would shield his inadequacies. The night beckoned him. Turn the wheel, and you won't hurt anymore. Turn the wheel, and you won't cry anymore. Turn the wheel, and join the darkness. And our depths will cover you forever and ever and ever. He nodded. He had to drive the pain away, drown it in the darkness. He would banish his turmoil with one last act of defiance. He glared at the streetlights humming at him contemptuously. Teeth gritted, he reached down and unclamped his seatbelt. The vehicle of destruction, sensing its imminent peril, beeped a warning. He floored the gas pedal and his car surged forward. He watched the odometer's needle circle past 80, 90, 100. The engine shrieked its duet with the wind. The hood bobbed up and down as the rushing air raised its front wheels from the speeding pavement. One jerk of the wheel was all he needed, and all his grief would be obliterated. Maybe he would knock one of those damn streetlights down and mar their neat little row. The line of their endless smile would be broken. Perhaps then they could not refute the night's superiority of their pointless little dispute. Sweat beaded his palms. He marked his target, an oncoming pole just down a stretch of the road. He resigned himself with a steady breath. Ring! A fresh bucket of cold sweat doused his back. He looked down at the forgotten phone as it glowed to life on the seat beside him. He unconsciously released the gas as he read the one word that shone on the viewing screen. Dad. He picked it up, and it rang again in his hand. His hand trembled as he pressed the answer button and raised it to his ear. Hello? He hated himself for the quiver in his voice. Son? He burst into tears. I just got your message. I'm worried about you. Are you okay? He shook his head, sobbing. No, he whimpered. I don't know how to go on. It's okay. Tell me what's going on, and we'll get through this together. He slowed his car down and pulled to the side of the road. He parked beneath a street light, away from the darkness. If you find yourself succumbing to your own darkness, please seek help. Your life matters. Your light matters. We need your light to keep shining. Depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and other mental health crises can be the hardest struggle anyone has ever faced. Many have lost that struggle and taken their own lives. Please do not take yours. Stop to take a breath. In, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2. Pause. In, 1, 2. Out, 1, 2. Pause. Repeat. Focus all your attention on one breath, then the next, and the next. Keep breathing. Keep living. Call a supportive loved one. In America, you can also contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 at any time, day or night. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Talk. Across the world, you could also reach out to them online at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. Thank you for listening to my story by the fire. I hope my tale stirred the flames in your heart in some sincere way. If you enjoyed this story, perhaps you might like other tales created by me, Christopher Chancy. My other podcast, Theater of Heels, is a superhero adventure following fangirl hero wannabe, Erica Belfry, who found the world behind the mask was not what it seems. I also have the epic fantasy podcast titled The Sky's Embrace, which follows the crew of the sky ship The Maiden's Arrow as they navigate the perils of the clouds. All these tales and more are available on my website at christopherchancy.com and my YouTube channel. If you'd like to support my work, please consider joining my Patreon family at patreon.com/ChristopherChancy. There you can get exclusive insights and sneak peeks into my work, projects, artwork, and novels, as well as get access to exclusive merch. As always, thank you for stopping by and listening. May the light of the flames always bring you warmth. Good night.